Howdy, howdy, and welcome back to the Coruscant Invitational final
match. Yes. So Mankit, who we just saw, hails from the Netherlands and flying that Whisper, Redline, and Reaper list.
Mankit's been all over our streams this weekend, really doing work, hasn't really made a mistake yet, just flying expertly and bringing the heat, but he's up against a very, very nasty list. Thomas, who we've also seen on the stream, rocking the finest aces the Empire has to offer, Sunterfell and Darth Vader.
A little backup from another red line.
That's right. We are aware of the audio delay, and we are working on it. We'll try to minimize the impact of that, so please bear with us. But shouldn't impact the video or the fine X-Wing skills on display here. So
we got Jimmy Lee of Fantasy Flight Games Organized Play kicking things off.
Got the handshake.
And looks like that is the time start. It's a 2-hour max time limit for the final round. But unlike First Edition, without the unlimited regen and other shenanigans, I don't anticipate it's going to take nearly that long to get us a result.
No, I don't think so. And I think if you're an Empire player out there, you got to be pretty happy with the the Empire showing here this tournament.
3 out of the top 4.
3 of the top 4, a lot of the top 16, and I think a huge chunk of the player base is just really loving these new Imperial toys. And there's a lot of ships in the Imperial faction that were not viable in First Edition that are very, very viable now. So I think that's a pretty exciting thing to watch for any Imperial fans out there.
Also, the members of the Tiny European meta have to be pretty happy to see the showing here.
Tiny but mighty. Holy smokes.
Size matters not.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we've had some really expert level play from across the pond, and it really shows the staggering number of tournaments, the compressed geography, the compressed geography of Europe. Really, it's a real crucible to forge these X-Wing players into mighty warriors. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, that's really the key.
We're gonna have to tune it up with the U.S. The world champion is European. They're looking like a European win for, well, certainly a European win for Coruscant here.
Yeah, there's also, keep in mind, a side event going. That is a standard extended 2.0 tournament. So players getting a chance to check out the sort of non-modified meta, without those required upgrades from Coruscant. So some of these players getting kind of an early preview of what that may look like.
Absolutely.
So I do think because of the increased time limit and just because of the fact that opening engagement is going to be so important here with somebody like Sunter or Whisper on the table.
Yes.
There's going to be a little bit of that dancing around to try and set this up exactly how they want. They both have the trajectory simulator and proton bombs or seismic charges.
Yes, that is
correct.
Both.
So there's a lot of dancing gonna be happening here to ensure that they don't get punished too much in that opening merge.
Well, they both have TIE Punishers, so someone's getting punished.
Either way.
You just got to make sure you punish the enemy Punisher before he punishes you. That's key.
Proton Bomb is also really scary for Sunter with no shields to soak anything.
So terrifying for Sunter.
Everybody else out there at least has some.
Absolutely. Well, and we saw how one way to deal with Sunter is to peg him and then finish him off with Vader. We saw that happen in another game where Sunter was deleted by Vermeil, Jam, Vader, and they've got the same tools on the table across from him. Maybe he'll fly Sunter a little bit more carefully this game, knowing what Vader on Vermeil can actually do.
Sure.
I think you're starting to see that a little bit. Sunter's way up there on the far, top flank. He's not gonna want to get caught out the way he was in that other match. So it looks like Thomas has learned from his slight mistake there.
Also crazy to see, as a player, like I've said before, I played a ton of First Edition. Sunter with no upgrades just feels weird to me, but
all he needs.
Awesome to see it here on the final table.
All guts, all glory.
And,
well, he does have Ruthless. He does. I will point out he does have
true.
Ruthless, but Ruthless is a free upgrade.
And then Vader, supernatural reflexes and fire control.
Lean and mean. I like it. Well, you have to run him lean and mean if you're going to fit Sunter and Vader and Redline in a list.
Yeah, that build of Sunter, 85 points, making up nearly half your list.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a battle of the aces. This is 3 expensive ships for both Imperial players. And it's interesting. This is kind of like old versus new, right? You've got the classic ships, the TIE Advanced and the TIE Interceptor, versus experimental technology like Whisper and the TIE Reaper. Although I suppose the Reaper predates the on-screen appearance of the Advanced in the chronology. But nice to see Vader in his classic hoopty on the final tail, I have to admit. I really, really like seeing Vader. He is strong. He is strong in 2.0. The Force is strong with that one.
Supernatural reflexes is so good. His abilities that just take multiple actions when he needs them.
You know, honestly, in some ways, the crew Vader is so good that it's almost like, do you take the pilot or do you take the crew?
Sure, they both are fantastic.
Both absolutely brutal upgrades.
What I really like with Second Edition, too, is both Vader and Luke, you know, kind of two of those most iconic pilots from the original Star Wars trilogy.
Yep.
They maintained their ability almost exactly.
Yes.
But a little bit better in every way with the Force.
Yep. The Force is in and of itself an incredibly powerful pilot ability.
Yes.
And so when you layer something, I mean, that's one of the reasons for the design of the Force users, you know, incorporating the Force spending into their abilities or Force regaining into their abilities. That just having the Force alone is so powerful. You can't layer an insane pilot ability on top of that.
Sure.
Because then you start to break things. So Vader has a very strong ability, but at the cost of a Force point, you don't always want to do it.
Yep.
Luke basically has no ability except he can recover Force points because Force points are strong in and of themselves.
I just like the fact that they can play identically to their old ability. With Vader's ability to do 2 actions, Luke's ability to always flip an eyeball. So the elegance of having that still work like that, I just think is really cool.
They feel like they used to feel, you know?
A very similar opening with the Reaper and the Punisher as in last game, although they're now staggered instead of right next to each other, kind of diamond formation here.
Well, it's pretty clear that Mankit knows what he wants. He knows how he wants to play this. He's boosting up, which is fascinating. So he's leading with that Punisher. He says, you know what? If you're gonna you know, be squirrely with Vader and Soontir, I'm going to get some shots off. I want to shoot those proton torpedoes. You don't have a lock on me.
So it looks like he's just short of getting the target lock this turn. But
that is really, really good news for Thomas because otherwise that could have been a very, very nasty opening.
He's also setting up maybe a seismic charge or something next turn. The ability to throw that out there with Trajectory Simulator if the Imperials decided to turn in, that could be costly.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Soontir and Vader are going to do because that Punisher is really out on its own right now.
Yeah.
Now, I know what Redline wants to do. It wants to peg Whisper with some bombs. That's a given. And he certainly doesn't want Vader and Soontir to feel the wrath of the enemy Punisher. But there's a real danger in isolating your most vulnerable ship like that.
Certainly.
There's only 9 hull behind 1 agility there. That doesn't last long. It does not last long at all. Yeah, and clearly, you know, I actually am surprised to see so much Redline and no Death Rain, but I guess that double target lock ability is just really, really strong.
Yes. That and it maybe is Death Rain is more expensive.
We have a debate on our forums. Most people saying the Punisher needs to get a little bit more expensive. One person arguing that it needs to come down in cost. There's some real Punisher fans out there.
So Soontir going for the flank here, but Vader is turning in with the Punisher.
Yes. So Vader's gonna team up. Soontir, I like that Soontir positioning. Soontir's fast enough that he can come into the fight no problem. Vader. Does he bump? It looks like a beautiful, beautiful little bank there.
If you do bump, this is the turn to do it.
Yeah, not a big deal. But nice that he didn't have to. He can barrel roll if he wants to. That might not be a bad call to come around on that flank there. You know, you really, if you can get guns on Whisper, or at least force Whisper to leave you alone, that is a good opener. That is a good opener.
Yeah, I think he's just debating. I think I like the barrel roll out.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Gives you more room.
Yep.
You don't have to turn it inside of that rock. You can go wide of it.
Now, like I said, the only risk here is that Punisher is going to take fire. It just is. So the question is, you know, how do you make sure that your ship isn't just all alone next round? Now, this was good though. He's very lucky that he didn't take any shots. Because a proton torpedo here would be a devastating
Yeah,
opener.
it'd be a really bad start for you.
It's not what you want. So looks like he really played that range game expertly. Mankit tried to boost in for that torpedo, and I like that move, and I like where it put.
So Vader with supernatural reflexes, he can kind of boost ahead and loop around, or even roll wider if he needs to. Although the wider he goes, the more exposed the Punisher is on its own.
I fully expect a seismic charge from Mankit's red line. I wonder if we'll also see a seismic charge from Thomas's red line. I don't think so, because I'm not sure you want to risk Vader and Soontir like that, but we'll see what happens. The threat of it is interesting because the system phase does factor in initiative. So the player with initiative is going to have to deploy any bombs first. And currently right now that is, I believe, Thomas, which is a disadvantage when it comes to the red line versus red line duel. You want to be going second with your red line.
Have more
in a
information
situation
before you drop
like
that bomb.
Yep, absolutely. But that's where the bid comes in. Mankit has a pretty decent bid, a 5-point bid, and Thomas has only got 2 points down. So being able to force Thomas into taking the initiative, that's going to pay off in a pretty big way here. Although Thomas was smart enough to make sure that there was no advantage to the opposing red line getting a target lock on a turn that Mankit could not get, or that Thomas could not get a target lock.
So let's talk about the Reaper here. He's going to have to aileron straight onto that rock, right?
I think the one bank might clear, and even if it doesn't, it's not going to cost him an action.
Sure.
He might take a damage, but it's just to shields. He can live with that, and it puts him in a really nice trajectory. So I think sometimes you take that, high-level play, sometimes you fly over a rock because the positional benefits of it are going to be good enough.
Sure.
You only have a 50-50 chance of taking damage. It's not going to be a crit that hurts
you. It does
you.
keep the Reaper on the far side of the engagement from Soontir and Vader.
Well, and we've seen
so that could be part of it. He wants to keep Vermeil in the fight, keep him using his abilities.
Well, Vermeil is actually one of his strongest pieces here. With Vader and 000, that's a late game monster, and it's a mid game monster. Anytime that thing gets into the mix and can stay on the board without taking too much fire, 000, Vader, Juke. That's just disgusting.
I agree with you. It's
disgusting.
not going to clear the rock.
I don't think so either, but I think it's worth it.
But, I mean, I'm not an X-Wing designer, so...
I don't know how I'd stack up these days. I've been out of the loop a little bit with X-Wing. I've been doing some playtest games and a little design work, but I just started playing my first couple 2.0 games this last week. And I am rusty.
I had not played since playtesting until last week and tried to grind out a bunch of games to get ready for this.
Yep.
But that is why, like we said before, forgetting Falcons don't have a hard one, or the Y-Wings green maneuvers have changed. That's just because of the repetition of first edition that some of us have had.
I'm ready.
So double checking those dials. Nobody wants a repeat of last game.
No, absolutely not.
Yep.
Whisper. So here comes the first bomb.
Yep, as predicted,
That's
a seismic charge.
Going to hit that rock there and really...
Yep. Looks like no bomb.
Put the pressure
no
on
bomb
him.
from the other Punisher, which is also what I expected. I'm getting a request to shout out to Echo Base Squadron. So Echo Base Squadron, shout.
In all of the other local X-Wing metas, if you guys are tuning in to watch the stream, thank you, and we hope that you are enjoying it.
All right, well, here's the proof is in the pudding here. We're going to see what happens. I don't know.
It's actually the sound of that Punisher.
Yeah, it's on the rock.
Absolutely hitting the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, did he roll for
We'll
the
see what
damage?
happens. We'll see what happens.
He just removed a shield.
Yep. Must have taken a hit.
I didn't see the die, so.
So again, I don't know. This is a positional play. He may think it's worth the damage. Because remember, he's not going to lose the action.
Yeah, and there is some value in keeping it away from the two smaller ships.
It's not ideal. It's not ideal.
I don't love it.
But I like the position. I like the final position.
Whisper's got a nice spot there, lurking behind, kind of coordinating over onto the Punisher.
Ooh,
now,
are we going to get a barrel roll here?
That's interesting because we know he can't lock the other Punisher.
That's true. That's a red coordinate. Nope, just a focus. Just going to double stack those mods.
Well, but now he could. Yeah.
No, he's gonna bank and get a target lock and blast that Punisher, I think. That'd be my guess.
It's interesting. Does a bank clear the rock? A one bank doesn't.
No.
I don't think any banks clear that rock. I think a barrel roll there, then a move forward, focus, use your ability to target lock would be quite strong.
You don't think a bank's gonna clear that rock? I think he can clear that rock.
Let's go to the chat. Chat, what do you guys think?
The other rock I didn't think was likely, but this rock I think he's got, no problem.
Oh, see, this time the chat's on your side.
Well, maybe I can go 1-1. We'll see. I'll take that. Like I said, I am
He is really getting aggressive with red line.
Man, this is not what I expected at all.
He's pushing it right to the red line.
I like it. It's bold, but dang, he's so far away from the rest of his ships. I mean, he may have dodged Vermeil, though, so that's no joke. He may have dodged that seismic charge, too, which is fantastic.
Kalungsad, he may have it right there that the Punisher model is making that look like it's further forward than it actually is.
Oh, beautiful block.
Wait.
Right on the rock.
So we're both right?
Gorgeous. Nobody's right, but so the 3-bank would have cleared.
3-bank would have made it, but
it is
not now.
Going to do it now. So that was a very tasty block.
I like it.
You know what? I take it back.
Red line's also out of Arc of the Reaper.
That Punisher absolutely wanted to be right up in that grill.
And now Whisper is wondering.
This is the first.
What?
This is the first time all tournament that I've seen Man King outmaneuvered in the activation phase. I have never seen this up until this point.
You've never seen what?
I haven't seen Man King outmaneuvered in the activation phase like this at all this tournament. This is the first time I've seen him blocked. And blocked on a rock. That's no joke.
So Whisper too close for a torpedo at least.
Too close for a torpedo, but that's a possible 3-dice attack.
Yeah, that means.
And there's no other shots, and you've got Vader and Soontir whipping in from the side. I am feeling pretty good about Thomas's position here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Whisper hopes it's a range 1 because otherwise it's a torpedo.
Yeah, you don't want a torpedo. That's going to be close. That might be range 2, but I think it's range 1. I think it's right on the tail end of range 1. We shall see. Vader's got a speedy ride too.
So he's going to get some longer range shots here with the.
I'm guessing a barrel roll here to get around that rock.
Yeah, I'm thinking we are hearing the side event.
Mankit?
Mankit, not Manking.
I said Mankit, didn't I?
A little bit.
Mankit is Man King. At least so far.
So Vader is setting up his target lock to turn on his abilities there.
Top?
Fire control and the advanced targeting computer. Still called that, right?
Yes, it is in fact. But it is a ship ability now. It's built in.
Yep.
Built into the chassis. Well, this is a rough turn for Mankit. This is the toughest turn I've seen him endure. We'll see what the dice say.
Pull up Thomas's full squad here just in case.
So here's an interesting thing. There's a seismic on the board under Mankit's control. Does he use it to blow up that rock and give his own ship a shot? I don't love that because you're taking a damage on Whisper. You're taking a damage on your own red line, and you're taking a damage on Vermeil.
I think you do. Maybe if you had a target lock on one of those two small Imperial ships.
But he doesn't, does he?
But you don't. So
yeah, I don't think
you
it's
get
worth
a
it.
2-die unmodified attack.
Yeah, he's doing. Yeah, not worth it. He's taken out a faraway rock. That's what you want. And Vader's nicely positioned for a supernatural reflexes next turn. Here comes the Dark Lord. Fire control system, keeping that lock in play. And that is what
the fine art control we all know and love.
That is what Darth Vader do. He's so
Nasty.
punishing.
Oh,
good roll.
We almost forgot. We need to take a quick second and have a moment of silence for Fel's Wrath.
Yes, let's take a moment.
That's enough.
Across the world.
And continue. Oh, man. Oh, Mankit. Taking more hits here.
Yeah, but rolling good evade dice. Like you can't be too sad about that, to be honest. Considering. considering what a rough turn this is, he's really actually pulling some very nice evade dice out.
So Whisper gets to take that range 1 shot.
Yeah, and here, turns
What?
out,
Was that not range 1?
no, that was, I believe that was Redline. Because remember, Thomas has
Oh,
got initiative.
jeez.
So Redline just saying, you know what? I don't need ordnance.
Awful. 3 crits.
How about 3 kits to the face? Poof. So now here's where things get rough, because
So Whisper
you want to keep that
loses-
evade. He's gonna take a crit or lose a
loses
shield, I guess.
Yep.
So yeah, barf. Now he's not gonna be able to mod focuses, which is really painful. Natty crits coming out of Redline.
Man, that really helped Redline there. He did lose his shields in that. Or he already lost his shields.
Everybody's dice were hot that round. Kind of balanced out. You know, I don't know if this aligns with the new 72 pack of Natty Ice coming out, but that's a lot of natural crits we just saw.
Luckily, mostly absorbed by shields.
Yes. Yeah, Punisher's one of the few Imperial ships that actually has a decent shield wall.
Yeah, I mean, Soontir, the one ship in this fight that really cannot afford to take a crit, although now Mankit's Redline is shieldless.
No, that was a great turn for Tom. I would be very, very satisfied if I were in his shoes. That block was brutal. And the positioning now is super good for Tom. Like everything.
He's cleared a K turn.
He's got
target lock already? Yeah.
I mean, Vader's lock is still up. Vader can supernatural reflexes. His force points are pretty much full. They are full. He's in just great shape. Great shape here. Redline's taking some pain. Whisper's taking a little hit. Vermeil's got a damage. The seismic charge was nicely avoided. So that's 1 fewer seismic charges to fear from the enemy Redline. And not only that, but his own Redline is in a beautiful place to drop some bombs this round.
Yeah, that too.
Because Supernatural Vader can make sure that he's out of there. You can slap a proton bomb down and hit the enemy Punisher.
Yeah, do you think Vader barrel rolls back and out and then comes around that rock?
If I were playing in Tom's shoes, I would barrel roll Vader to the right and come around on the same flank as
To Vader's right?
Vader's right, yep.
Yes.
So
Yep.
screen
That's
left.
where I come down to.
Vader's right, screen left. Then you have a nice long 3-bank in, or you slow roll it a little. But you know, I love Soontir's positioning. I like where Vader's at. Tom's looking good. And I think I also drop a proton bomb.
Yeah, we are exactly 30 minutes. No, we are exactly 22 minutes. Never mind.
We have
22 minutes in.
plenty of time left. We will see this game resolve, I'm quite sure, given how things are going so far.
That is a lot of ordnance pods, I got to say.
Yeah, it brings the tools. It brings the tools to the fight.
Ooh,
You know, the
Tom's
Punisher,
Redline could just stop if you really wanted to.
That'd be pretty hot.
Tom doesn't have the ablative plating. So
you know what? Maybe you don't drop a proton bomb because you're right. Mankit's got ablative plating. It's not necessarily worth it. That does change things. Maybe you trajectory simulator, or maybe you just save your bombs.
So the ablative plating will only work on a obstacle or a friendly bomb.
Oh, it's only friendly bombs.
Friendly bombs.
That's good. That seems nice and balanced, right?
Yeah, it's
That
almost
seems
like
good design.
some smart guys worked on this.
You know, it's funny. Like the 4 of us, or the 3 of us, Max, Frank, and I, went through so many cards so quickly to get everything up online, and it's a bit scattershot too, because you know some of us had our eyes on some set of pilots and cards, and it all sort of came together in the end. But there's certain cards out there where it was a Frank or a Max design I'm not as familiar with, and then I look at it, I'm like, hey, good job, guys. That's pretty cool.
I didn't think you had it in you, but I'm glad you did.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
So you could just K-turn your Punisher.
Yeah, this is going to be.
If you're Thomas.
This is an intense round. You can tell.
There's nothing to stop you, and really very little that could punish you if you just go for it. Punisher K-turn, right? Yeah, 4.
Oh yeah. No, the Punisher.
He's got plenty of room back there.
The Punisher got better in essentially every way. The dial is better. The price is better. The abilities are slightly better. The linked actions are gorgeous.
Whisper.
So what do you think? Do you think that Mankit's red line's going to huck a bomb? I think so. Seismic charge.
Yeah,
maybe?
he's got to throw something out there to.
Why wouldn't you, right? At this point.
Put on some pressure. Now I'm thinking Whisper though. Decloak to the right. Does that clear you of the? Ooh, I don't know if that clears you of that rock. I think it does.
Oh yeah, you could decloak right and turn in, no problem. Depends on what you're going after. I don't hate a 2 decloak and a hard left turn. That puts some pressure on the Punisher. But there's so many options here. There's so much to think about. You could also decloak left and try to engage Soontir. It's a hard choice.
You could. Soontir moves after
Soontir's
you though.
Stressed, so the dial is a little more limited, but not that limited. And I am imagining Soontir's going to come in and engage redline because it's just a nice.
I gotta think so.
It's like a sure thing, you know. So I don't know. You know, do you need to hunt Soontir?
It's Mankit's red line does not have a lot of good places to go.
No, that is very true.
I mean, he can get a good block off, but I don't know that he has any other ships that are able to take advantage of a good block on Soontir or Vader.
No, I think Thomas really has the better position at this point in time. But anything could happen. This is a game where absolutely anything could happen. Soontir is very fragile. Whisper is very strong. Yep, we're seeing that proton bomb as anticipated.
It's going to be very, very hard for Mankit's red line to avoid
Mankit
that.
has to decide whether he wants to drop a bomb. I think he will. I think it's a seismic charge. Yep.
Can throw it out there.
As anticipated. Yeah, he's not even going to bother. That's perfectly acceptable. Both of those players know. They can clearly see how that's going to work. So yeah, Vader doesn't want to take that hit. What's he going to do about it is the question. He's got a lot of options.
So he is decloaking to the right.
Yeah, I'm guessing decloak hard turn. That's just the obvious move. Gonna have to move that template.
To go for red line, you're saying?
I think so.
My template is
You don't want to keep redline alive.
barely, so we have to mark.
And you know, it's so hard. He's so far away from the enemy aces. Redline put himself right up there. I think you just
punish it.
Decloak right, punish the Punisher.
This is kind of Mankit having done to him what he did to.
Look at what's happening here. You see that? You see that token? That's a handy dandy marker token from the new X-Wing 2.0 core set. It's just loaded with value, Matt. It oozes value.
That's why they come wrapped in plastic.
That's
Otherwise, you get value everywhere.
Well, yeah, you don't want to lose value in shipping. You want that to stay fresh for players when they open it. Locks in the
freshness.
That's right.
So now Whisper, yeah, I think a hard one. You've got it right there. But that proton bomb, that's going to be a pain in the butt.
Might hit Vermeil. Vermeil's shieldless now, right?
Yeah, I don't know what Vermeil can do.
Well, that was the
to
ailerons
get clear.
Move, right?
Yeah,
you could do an S loop to the right. We'll see what his maneuver is. I think a Segnars might get you free. I don't know. We'll see what he does.
One Segnars? I don't think so.
Oh, he's coordinating. He's stopping. He's just going to take the damage. This is smart though.
So wasn't that the aileron move though?
No. So he did. Oh, was it? What did I miss something? Or was that just? Was that two moves?
Thing.
Was he already stressed?
He was right in front of the.
Oh, he was stressed.
Whisper.
He was stressed from last round because he coordinated last round as well.
Oh.
So he was stressed.
Right.
So he did a normal maneuver.
Yes.
Ailerons, man, they're hard to keep track of.
The chat followed it.
Yeah.
So no aileron, just a blue maneuver, clear stress, coordinate again onto the Punisher.
Well, you know, that's the beauty of the red coordinate on the Reaper. It's actually kind of
a breaks on demand when you need them.
Yep. Got those space breaks.
Is he going to K turn? No.
I don't know what's going on, but
he's a 4 straight going down.
He's certainly going to. Oh, is that going to hit the. Oh, no. Wow.
Why?
I'm confused. Because, wow, is he just trying to bump Vader? Does he remember that Vader has supernatural reflexes? I'm kind of baffled by that move, to be honest.
Well, Vader wasn't going to run straight anyways. So even without supernatural reflexes, I don't know that.
Oh, what's happening? What is happening?
This is
collision detector. He does have collision detector. So that's not crazy.
Okay, that.
But
But the
well,
bomber,
You know, he
the
has got
Punisher.
ablative plating. But that's
he
still
still
no
can't
shot.
shoot.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
really,
what I'm
I
thinking.
don't really get it. Maybe Mankit has a secret plan here.
Oh, there's a seismic charge.
He's just gonna blow it up.
He
Duh.
moved the seismic
Duh.
charge, so.
See, these players are playing at a level that I can't even follow.
And
every
then
time.
a blade of plating will save him.
Yeah, that's actually great. That's
Yeah.
great. So he's gonna get the shot. He gets the target lock, so he can fire ordnance. That's
In
actually
our defense, he
super
did
cool.
move the.
He
the
moved the
token,
seismic away.
so
Yep. But no, that's
I
just
had
gonna
completely forgotten about
gonna
it.
delete that rock. That's gonna free him up to fire. That means he's gonna get proton torps off. I like that. I like that play.
I don't have any object permanence, so as soon as he moved the token, I completely forgot about it.
Now I still like where Thomas is at. I still think he's got an edge here, but that was
Yeah,
a,
that's a cool move.
pretty damn cool move. He is gonna pay for it with a proton bomb to the face, though.
And he does not have the shields, so.
No, neither Vermeil nor Mankit's Redline have shields. So
No, Vermeil does. He has one.
does he? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Good
That's
news for
here.
Vermeil. Oh yeah, you're right. For some reason, I thought he was shieldless.
Sunter kind of looping around, not likely to get a shot this turn.
Yeah, I don't really get that. That's interesting. Maybe he's playing the long game. Maybe he's just nervous.
Which way do you think Vader is going to go?
Well,
I
I'll
think,
tell you
I
what.
think still out.
He does get out of Redline's shot, but Redline doesn't have a lock on him, so.
I believe Redline's still locked on Whisper.
I don't understand that Sunter play. I'm going to be real with you. Maybe he's just trying to get away from the.
Of course, there has been at least 2 or 3 things in the last 10 minutes that we didn't understand
Yeah,
that turned out to be
seriously.
genius.
Seriously.
So
Listen, we don't necessarily have.
those
the
of you who
best
are asking
plans.
about how many rocks he's parked on, keep in mind he's ignoring rocks with Whisper this turn, and he's about to blow the one that Redline's sitting on up, which won't hurt him, will hurt any enemy ships nearby, and then will allow him to shoot. So
Yeah, I love the
looks
chat because it looks like there's a bunch
ridiculous.
of mistakes being made, but this is actually next level play here. And he might even catch Vader with that seismic charge, which would be a nice effect to get. I don't know what Vader has planned. If Vader's rocketing forward with a 5 straight, he's getting out of the situation. But we will see. We will see what happens. Yeah, he's just bugging out. That's okay. He's disengaging here to get better positioning in the future. I don't know. It's a risky move, though. You're getting no shots this round. You know? Is that
other than Redline.
I mean, and it looks like Vermeil's going to have a crack at Vader, actually. You are getting that proton bomb off, but I don't know.
So do you think it's better to
don't know.
focus or to evade and then rely on the Force for your focus needs? I feel like it would be so crit stun
It's a
pilot
tough-
on Redline. That's
a tough choice.
Could be annoying.
That's helpful. It's very helpful. Yep. And last shield from Vermeil.
Yep,
Very
Vermeil
nice.
strips his shields down.
Very nice proton bomb there. I do like that. I do like that.
I explode this bomb. Completed.
Nice.
Yep. Does it hit
That
Vader?
is a very cheeky play.
Does
I like it a
not.
lot.
Vader escaped. I do
So
like
blade
it.
of plating protects him from his
Now,
own bomb
here's
there.
the thing. I don't know that he's got a shot.
Oh yeah, Vader can't evade.
Right, yeah, we took it off. You're still thinking 1.0. I knew there was something funky about that. No, we very deliberately removed evade because focus evade Vader is gross. Nobody wants that. And the
Yeah,
TIE
just
advanced,
stacking the tokens in general is
I mean, the
very,
X,
very
the,
powerful.
The X1
Always
is
was.
slippery, but it's more in line with the X-Wing in terms of its stats and its kind of chassis. So we felt like so many Imperial ships can evade. The TIE Advanced X1 doesn't necessarily need that action. And obviously we see Vader here on the top table, so he's doing just fine without it.
Got 1 damage through there.
But we do get some shots on Vader here.
Whisper is now shieldless.
Yeah, ugly. Gonna use that focus. So Vader needs to roll some pain here. He's not in terrible danger, but you never know. Green dice say, no worries. Spending that force point. Keeping that focus. I like it. Yeah. Oh, he did use the focus.
Yeah.
He's keeping that force online.
Yeah, he doesn't need.
Well, how much force does Vader have? Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to use the force because he's burned 1 on supernatural reflexes.
Yep.
So by spending the focus token, he's able to keep Vader fully force tokened up. And that's part of expert level Vader play. You really don't want to burn through that force too quickly because once you
Sure.
do, you lose a lot of your power.
Yeah,
so
and
if
it takes
you can,
multiple turns to
if
get back
you
to
can
even
keep it to
where you
one
were.
force a turn, great, because then you have full force for that turn where you really need to convert multiple results.
Certainly.
And seal the deal. So I really like this Vader play. I like the Soontir play. Thomas is doing an excellent job here. But Mankit is by no means out of the game. This is going to be a really interesting one.
Yeah, that turn not particularly decisive for either side.
No, but I like Thomas's future positioning really, really a lot. He sacrificed shooting to get into a better long-term place.
Thomas is also winning the kind of the health game at the moment.
He
too.
is. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to trade shots until he wants to, and that's to his advantage. I mean, honestly, having 2 Initiative 6 aces on the board, as soon as he manages to take down one of Mankit's ships, he's going to be in such a great position.
Mm-hmm. And Mankit is down to no shield, so another proton bomb in the wrong place could be really, really painful.
Yeah, the shields are stripped on every ship, actually exactly stripped, which is kind of fascinating.
And in fact, I feel like Thomas throwing a proton bomb right up into the middle of that pack is a pretty good choice.
So we got a request for a quick camera angle flip from the stream, maybe see a different perspective on this one when we get a chance.
Well, half the stream wants it top down, half the stream wants a different angle. So somebody's going to be unhappy.
Flipper back and forth.
If you rotate your monitor 90 degrees, it does kind of the same thing. Just kidding, don't try that.
Try that at home. So yeah, we've got some interesting stuff here. I believe we're going to have a very tasty proton bomb coming from Thomas's red line.
So time is now rolling again. Yeah, I think Thomas's red line has an easy proton bomb.
Oh yeah,
He's got plenty of room to dodge it with Soontir and Vader.
But Whisper, Vermeil, and
they're going to have to respect that bomb.
They either scatter or they just take more damage, and that's not where you want to be.
Those of you guys who are asking about the format for the System Open at PAX Unplugged, that is more of an organized play thing. I don't know that Alex or I could speak to that.
We will try to get some answers for you, though, because we do have a couple OP members here, so we'll see if we can't circle back to that and give you some deets there.
No, you shot.
Get me Jimmy Lee on the horn.
We'll leave it. No, I think leave it because this one moves after you and this one before.
Yes, you're right, yeah.
They're paused again right now for a judge question.
I see.
I'm not sure what the question is myself.
I'm going to take a brief pause.
I believe the System Open at PAX Unplugged. Check online or check elsewhere to be confirmed, but I think it follows the same format as the previous ones. It's just extended for 2nd edition.
I'm going to maroon you for a second, Matt, and go bend OP's ear for a second, see if we can't get some answers on that.
Alex, also ask them what they're doing. Are we muted right now? So it's something to do with a. It's something to do with a mandatory trigger that they're currently consulting the judges on. So just sit tight here for a second, and we will hopefully also come back with the answers on PAX Unplugged. I know some of the new system opens have been announced, especially over in Europe and stuff, thanks to Alex and his team. That's Alex Watkins, not Davey. Not only do we have a lot of Brooks, we also have a lot of Alexes. So some of them announced, not all of them to my knowledge. If you're asking about the spoilers for First Order and Resistance like you had for other factions, if you're talking about articles, yes, there will be articles coming for those. If you're talking about something else, I'm not sure what you mean. Shout out to Brent Wong, Vic, and Daniel, who were all judging all day yesterday and today. The lists, if you check the FFGOP Twitter, should have lists and brackets and all that good stuff for you guys. No hints about the ship and upgrade pool for the first hyperspace season. Come on, guys. It may not have been system opens that were announced. Maybe I'm thinking of the hyperspace qualifiers for Destiny. I know there was events in Europe announced recently. But we do a lot of events, and those I'm only peripherally involved with. So yeah, if it's not been announced yet, sit tight. They'll have that information soon. Oh, Raviolo asking about he's talking about the unboxing video from the conversion kits. That I am not sure on. I would not count on having those for the First Order and Resistance. I'm not totally ruling it out, but that was kind of a special thing for the pre-launch. Now that the game is out, I don't know that we will have that whole separate thing again.
All right, I did a little digging on that PAX information. That is currently top secret, so you'll have to just wait a little longer to find out the details for that tournament.
There you go. And what did you see? What the rule question?
No, I'm not exactly sure why the game was paused, but it looks like it's back online now. So.
Okay. Whisper could decloak to the right if she used her second charge of collision detector. So. Whisper's got options right now because of collision detector. It's a two-use thing.
I believe so. Or what is it? What does it say? Does it say maneuver? Check the wording on collision detector. I think we can confirm or deny.
I thought you ignored him for the whole turn, but
I don't know the exact wording. That's gonna.
When you boost or barrel roll.
Yeah, decloak is not technically a booster or barrel roll. So no, you cannot decloak using collision detector. I don't believe. Although I don't know.
Well, after you move through or overlap an obstacle, you may spend one charge to ignore its effects to the end of the round.
But that's an after, right?
Sure. Okay.
And you're ignoring the effects.
So she can only decloak to the right.
I'm not sure how that got ruled on. Actually, that's a tricky one. I can kind of see the case for both.
Sure. Links to the lists are on the FFGOP Twitter. That's at FFGOP.
Yeah, so decloak does say perform a boost barrel roll, but does it count as a boost barrel roll? That's something I will certainly make sure that we get answered on our rules forums.
I would say yes.
ASAP. So, and if someone can check on how the judge actually ruled and relay that information back to us, that'd be an interesting thing to hear. That is, of course, a temporary tournament ruling rather than an official permanent ruling. But it would be nice to check in and see how they ruled that. But left it is. Probably the better play
The question
anyway.
we were waiting on was, can you engage and activate in the engagement phase without shooting? I think just to check to see if you could use Vader.
Sure.
Vader and 000 maybe?
Interesting. That's a good question.
Nothing on the decloak thing in the clarification thread.
Should we get out of the way?
So he's trying to get out of the detonation area of that proton bomb. I mean, yeah, I agree he knew it was going to be there, but what can you – it doesn't mean you can avoid it.
Exactly. There's a difference between seeing something coming and being able to do something about it.
Certainly.
Yes, sorry.
But we shall see. We shall see.
Huh? You're not sensitive. I was straight.
K turned again.
Looks like it's just a little tiny bump on Soontir. So,
No, I'm talking about the Punisher.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it moved forward. Sorry.
Yeah, they're both stressed. There's not gonna be any K turns.
That's what I was wondering. So he's going to eat his own proton bomb. However, Thomas's red line does have the shields to soak that.
Yes, he does. Well, he's got ablative plating.
Thomas's does not.
Oh, Thomas is not. No, that's true.
But shields almost.
I like that we have a red line on red line brouhaha in the middle of the board here.
Yeah, they are not touching. They're going to be
dueling
blasted
red
away.
lines. Absolutely. So here's the second collision detector. A great use.
Yes.
A great use of collision detector here. What a great upgrade on a Phantom, right?
Yeah.
Usually you can zone
just
him. You can
multiplies your
zone him in
options
with
so
those
well.
obstacles a little bit, but not with collision detector. However, he's out of tricks for the game. That's the second charge on that detector. Well worth it, I'd say. Well worth the 5 points to put that on Whisper. But you know, advanced sensors is a really great option too.
He was considering there for a little bit. Does he use it?
Oh, does he risk
He
the
just
roll?
picked the token up.
Wow. I mean, I would. You want that action, don't you? You want that focus. Depends, though. Maybe you don't get a shot on Vader. Depends on what Vader's up to, I suppose. It's a tough...
Yeah, it looks like he's going to spend it.
Okay, yeah, he's going to use it. I mean,
action.
I wouldn't risk a crit at this
I
point.
agree.
You never know if you're going to fly back through the obstacles, and this way you're definitely not going to have to worry about it.
Somebody was asking what Nathan ID flew. So according to what I have here, it was Luke, proton torpedoes, R2-D2, supernatural reflexes, S-foils, Miranda with barrage rockets, proton bombs, and more barrage rockets, and Sabine with trick shot, and Cassian Andor, Sabine in the attack shuttle.
That sounds like a Nathan ID list.
Yeah, definitely identifiable in the DNA there from what we've seen him fly before. Yeah, Whisper could have rolled away from the proton bomb too.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Mankit knows he needs to make something happen here because he can't just keep getting chipped away every turn.
Yeah. I mean, as it stands, I think he's taking crits on all three ships.
I mean, Supernatural Vader is going to be real hard to pin down here, so I don't know if Whisper's going to get a shot. But if Whisper does get a shot, that might be worth it. Yeah, I think you know, Thomas is set up here by keeping the aces on the very outmost flank by sacrificing a turn of shooting. I really like it.
Well, and that leaves him in a great spot with Whisper there. He can barrel roll
Exactly.
and just unload.
Well, I mean, you know, decloaking Whisper
Soontir.
collision detector is real slippery, but Supernatural Vader is one initiative higher and slipperier. You're paying a much higher price for Vader, but that 85 points is really paying off in this game. There's 24 points more than Whisper, but a lot of value.
Yeah, I mean, barrel roll into...
Hey, you can even Supernatural boost every once in a while if it's if it's worth it. But we'll see what Vader elects to do here. He may just go after Whisper. Go for it. Looks like he's just going to be like, you know what? I'll face you. I'll face you head on. I ain't scared. I like that. And Vader can afford to do this. He's the one sitting on full health. Whisper's the one who's damaged. So sometimes you make this kind of, you take this kind of risk.
Sure.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a trade I would make easily.
Yeah, is Whisper going to take that proton bomb too? That really also hurts.
It's very close if she doesn't.
Redline is, I mean, this is a change of pace, right? Because Thomas's Redline is really the MVP of this game so far. Those proton bombs are so expertly placed.
Asking if Thomas still has bombs on his red line. Yep. Looks like he's got a proton bomb and a proton torpedo left. If
probably no more seismics. He used both seismics.
Thomas never had them.
Oh, sorry, we're talking about Thomas.
Yep, Thomas has charge on each of his ordnance.
Gotcha. Well, he's used 2 proton bombs.
So that's
now.
a loose stabilizer on red line.
Ouch.
A fuel leak on
Vermeil.
Vermeil.
And a fuel leak. Oh no.
On
Well, and that's
Whisper?
what's so devastating
Ouch.
about Vader's advanced targeting computer, because if you set up those fuel leaks, you can finish it off with the free crit. I think a lot of people are
Yeah.
underestimating the TIE Advanced X1, underestimating that targeting computer. Yes, it requires a target lock, but it's better than a 3-dice attack.
Yes. That's real strong.
So now he's got to decide he's going to spend that lock.
So targeting
See,
computer right there.
and the targeting computer is actually more flexible than it used to be, because you can even spend the lock now.
Yep.
You don't have to keep it.
Get one hit plus a crit.
So
yeah,
Whisper,
Whisper, I
Whisper
don't
cannot survive.
Think she can live.
It is not possible. Whereas had he not had fuel leak, he'd still be on the board. And that's the power of the advanced targeting computer right there.
Oof.
Vader just said, "I have you now."
That bomb
probably
did
game right there.
seriously work.
That is probably game right there.
Did serious work, I should say. So just a loose stabilizer on red line, no fuel leak to take advantage of, and
Yep.
not too bad from Soontir, but poof, losing Whisper there,
Oh,
real
yeah.
painful.
Oh yeah.
Who you gonna shoot?
Oh, good question.
Well, Darth Vader's the best
Fuel leak,
there is.
Masta 1996, fuel leak is a weaker version of direct hit. In that round, it's taken frequently, but it can stack on these bigger these ships with more hull. I mean, it's not as bad
Yes.
for Whisper because another hit was going to kill her anyways.
Right.
But fuel leak and a console fire.
Well, here's the thing, though, because had Whisper not had fuel leak, Whisper could have survived, because he had a focus token to change
How many fuel leaks are in the deck?
5.
Oh,
But we reduced the number of direct hits. So there's 5 direct hits and 5 fuel leaks now.
there you go.
So it's a little, fuel leak can be okay,
Because
or
he
it
just
can
took
be
another one
devastating.
over there on red line.
Oh, jeez.
Painful.
Seen a lot of leaky fuel. So many red line crits. Yeah, unfortunately,
red
I
line
think
is really, really
I think
hurting.
Mankit's luck has run out here, and Thomas is playing superlatively. So a well-earned.
Vermeil still has 5 hull, but he has that fuel leak, so any hits coming
I
through.
mean, honestly, Soontir's left,
Crits
Vader's
coming
left. There's very little way for Mankit to pull this out at this point.
That's a crit.
Vermeil wasn't able to do his usual bully maneuver where he gets in there and forces those token spends.
That was
Just
a crit
basically
on,
outmaneuvered, I think.
Crit on Soontir? Another fuel leak.
That's got to be most of them, right?
Yeah,
Ouch.
that's got to be Soontir, right?
That
yeah,
hurts.
it's off the screen there, but
G plus the
this is not a safe place to be firing lasers.
These are crazy
There's
dice.
a ton of fuel just spraying in there.
Plasma strewn across the stars. You know what they say, Star War is hell.
Yeah, not a safe place to be smoking
No.
or firing weapons.
no.
Anybody takes a crit, it gets nasty. Looks like there might have been a console fire, not
Yeah, you got to
rolled for.
check those triggers to be sure. Yeah, I got to say Thomas is in great shape. He's only taken 2 total damage so far. Mankit's in some trouble.
Well, and losing Whisper, just not very good options. So Thomas has the bottom red line, Soontir and Vader. The top red line and Vermeil then belong to Mankit, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Just them having the same ship. Gotta, pay attention to figure out which one's which. We had that problem with Luke yesterday, and keeping straight which Luke was each player's.
That's true.
Fell's Wrath. There you go.
He's
Good
back.
Good to see you.
He's
I
back.
hope you did not miss your moment of silence.
Yeah, Felsrath, we had a moment of silence for you earlier in the stream.
Fell, not too mad now. I think he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, his wrath is it's a low simmer.
Bomb-wise, the second proton bomb is gone. There's still a proton torpedo on Thomas's side of the board. And something with a charge on Mankit's, and a proton torpedo as well. I think Mankit actually has proton bombs too, still. He'd fired seismics, but not any of his proton bombs.
True.
Get a great view of Thomas's head there as he considers his options. You can almost see the
It's
dial
a
there
shame
and guess
that you
what he is
can't
planning.
see inside of it, because I would like to know.
I think Thomas is feeling very good though at the moment.
I mean, I would. Honestly, there's virtually no way Thomas can lose at this point, barring a complete collapse in cognitive function. He's got Soontir with 2 hull left. He's got Vader untouched. He's taken the biggest threat off the board. Whisper's gone. Vermeil's out of position. The enemy red line's on 2 hull. It's not looking good for Mankit.
Axel asking if there's colored bases for medium ships yet. I don't think so.
Not yet. Hopefully something we can address in the near future.
But yeah, that would be helpful in this situation, just to keep straight who's who.
You know, for those of you who are hobbyists out there, if you spray the underside of an X-Wing base with whatever color you like, you get a pretty interesting gloss effect, and it protects the spray from the from chipping. So if you have an airbrush or if you just have a rattle can, you can do some interesting stuff with that.
So throwing a bomb out, I mean, he's got them. Might as well use them. Could be the first of the 2 proton bombs. I think he's just going to mark his Tom's red line to really get that accurate, because it's going to matter. Another crit on Soontir just kills him. Right? Fuel leak Soontir would turn into 2 damage.
Depends on, yeah, if he takes another crit with Soontir, Soontir's gone. So Soontir
he cannot afford to be caught in that proton bomb.
Or he can turn the fuel leak off, because remember, with an action you can turn it down. And that's actually something I might consider if I'm in Thomas's shoes, just turning that crit off. Depends on whether he can be out of arc consistently or not. On the other hand, maybe you don't worry about it so much, because it's going to be really difficult for Soontir to get hit at this juncture.
Yeah, well, he can also do his maneuver and then decide if he needs to. Vermeil arcing around, but Vader's just gonna dance away from him here before.
Oh, so someone is asking me to repeat. So one of the things that I've been doing with my X-Wing ships is I've been using an airbrush to basically spray airbrush primer, black airbrush primer underneath the base. You can use a rattle can too if you don't have an airbrush. You can just get one of the spray primers. You spray it underneath the base, and then what I do is I finish it off with a bit of rubberized anti-slip insert. So that's going to protect the primer, and it's going to give you a nice anti-slip cushion. And when you flip it over, you get kind of this gloss surface with a black undertone. But you can use whatever color you like. I'm experimenting with some little fleck stars and stuff, so you can have some fun with that.
If he does block Soontir, then that's pretty clutch.
Yeah, a Soontir block plus a proton bomb is a dead Soontir. So you will see.
Ooh, I don't think that.
Wow.
From Thomas's reaction, I don't think that's good.
Well, I'm impressed by this. You know, Mankit's not going down without a fight.
His chances they still feel rough.
I mean, yes, but that's still impressive. I have to respect that.
So he pull off, what, 5 straight?
Looks like it.
Try and go all the way through?
Does he make it through? That's the question.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he's okay.
He's good.
Soontir's fine. Soontir's fine.
So he can boost away and live to fight another day.
Yeah, Felsrath, I can probably work something up and see if we can post it on the OP stream, the Fantasy Flight Twitter stream next week. I will give that a shot.
So the ablative plating will save Mankit's Punisher from his own bomb again. Just marking supernatural reflexes there. Rolling in and it's just a 2 straight.
Taking the focus.
Didn't even need to use the reflexes.
Yep, looking pretty good.
Nice, barely missing that rock.
All right.
The handshake, realizing that without catching Soontir in that bomb, he doesn't have a chance.
No, not really. Well played, both sides. Well played, I must say.
Yeah,
that was some X-Wing. I'm telling you, man.
That one
Thomas.
One bomb, 3 crits.
Yep.
Makes a huge difference there.
Vader and a upgrade-free Soontir fell. Who would have guessed that would be the Coruscant winner?
Well, this is not your. This is literally not your daddy's X-wing.
No, my dad doesn't play X-wing.
Thomas Forstner, the 2018 Coruscant Invitational champion.
Racking up another win for the United Kingdom. They are also the current world champions. So 1.0 and 2.0 champions here.
I don't know if does that still count as European meta post-Brexit?
Well, Brexit hasn't happened yet, so still in Europe for now.
Awesome final there. Imperials on top regardless.
Yes.
Europe on top.
Vader on top. When's the last time that happened?
That's one of the great things about seeing
that never happened.
The meta completely shaken up by Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition.
Yeah, absolutely. Punishers on the top table.
Yeah,
Vader on the top table. Soontir fell back in business. And look at that beautiful trophy. That is solid glass.
Yes. If you guys don't see the trophy there, maybe they will pull it up on screen and show you.
I hope we'll get a little look
pretty slick
at that. That is commemorating, of course, the 4 symbols.
The 4 pillars
we all
of
know
X-Wing.
So well.
Focus, evade,
beautiful
hit, and
dice
crit.
results. That really is an attractive trophy.
Yeah, if you guys go to the top down, you can see the trophy a little bit better.
Competition all the way around the world.
There we go. Nice little pillars here. Jimmy thanking the contenders.
All together. Big thanks to our OP team across the world for making Thank you to our judges and our game developers for making this an awesome game and making this
thanks, Alex.
community come together for something super special.
That's Alex Watkins. Really fantastic tournament organizer and just general all-around awesome dude.
Thank you guys, the players, the fans, for being out here and having a blast and buying our games. This means so much to us. Thank you.
And that concludes the Coruscant Invitational here. I think we may have a brief interview or two with the winners. No interviews this year.
There'll be no interview this year because of the audio issue we're having, that lag.
Sure.
So we had a fantastic tourney. 85 players from around the world came out here, all who qualified for their spot to play in Coruscant.
Absolutely.
Now starting with PAX Unplugged, I believe, the cycle begins again with the chance to qualify for the next Coruscant Invitational.
That's right. We were able to see the very first 2.0 Coruscant, and hopefully that's got people really revved up for next year.
Absolutely.
Next year should be a very different scene. First of all, people will have built more experience with the 2.0 stuff, and second of all, there'll be a few points adjustments. That'll mix things up a little bit.
And the meta might start to crystallize a little bit, whereas here it's so recent, I think.
So open. It's
really anybody's guess.
We saw some strong ships rise to the top, but we also saw a lot of diversity, which I think is very healthy for the game. And, of course, there was also the factor of, specific upgrade requirements, the lack of Boba Fett pilot. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that happens when you tweak the format just a little bit, and that was really exciting to see that play out.
Absolutely. So I hope everybody enjoyed the streaming yesterday and today.
I certainly had fun.
On behalf of myself, Organized Play, everybody else, I think we want to thank the players, the viewers, and everybody who plays X-Wing, even if they're not here, even if you're not playing the tournaments at all. The game is still about you guys. So
that's right.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah, the community are what make this game so great and make it such a pleasure to work on. So stay awesome, keep playing X-Wing, and I hope you enjoy Second Edition as much as I'm enjoying watching you guys enjoy Second Edition.
Indeed. And if you're watching us on Twitch, come back in November for FFG World Championships.
That's right.
But until then, I think we're going to sign off. I've been Matt Holland.
I'm Alex Davey.
Have a great night.
Take her easy.